Hello, Bashar, and thank you. Many archaeologists have suggested that the oldest human remains found on the planet are in sub-Saharan Africa. Were the first humans African? Can you give us more information about the specific origins of the African people? Which entities created us? And what are our genetic origins? Also, can you suggest some of the sites of the most significant vortices and interdimensional portals on the continent? Thank you.
We will start with that, and you can always find the master portal at Kilimanjaro. As we have said many times, there were many stations in the Middle East and the African continents that had to do with the Anunnaki creating the genetic blending of their genes along with Homo erectus and creating Homo sapiens. The idea is that most of them did originate in the African continent, but some originated in the Middle Eastern area as well, and even a few over in the idea of South America as well. But the majority came from experiments done by the Anunnaki extraterrestrials by adding their genetic material to the idea of the beings, the hominid beings that evolved on your Earth naturally, that you refer to usually as Homo erectus in general. And this comes from the idea of the African area for the most part.
Hello. Hi.
Good day.
Good day. It is my question is about extraterrestrial contact. I've had contact, and it started in 2008, sort of with a tattoo, a Nazca line tattoo. Following summer, I see it as a crop circle, or the crop circle appears in Europe. I didn't find out about that till after the fact. Fast forwarding, whole bunch of lights in the sky, October 2010. Fast forwarding from there, 2011, I chase them. I'm in my car and I'm just chasing it. And the orb is just this yellow orb. It is right before dusk, as it's sort of like, I get to an intersection and it just like pulses. And it's like immediately dusk hits and it turns orange, then it explodes. And this explosion was completely silent. It's like there's a still pond, you throw a pebble into it, that light, that sort of like ripple, like one large ripple of light is what it was, like a pebble into a still pond. They communicated with me telepathically. They sounded in the frequency range of guinea pigs. They were speaking and I was seeing purple or blue and red flashes of light in my third eye. They told me that I had too much male ego after that, at the very end in English, but the whole language was like guinea pigs, that frequency range, like it sounded like that. Of course, very intelligent. I want to know about them to start.
Well, you're part of the idea of the hybridization agenda, the idea of the evolution of the Earth becoming the sixth hybrid race. And you're having experiences that help you remember your connections and the agreements you made to be on the Earth at this time, to experience these things and to expand your consciousness and move forward in life. These things are either probes or they are representative of different spiritual level of beings or interdimensional beings when they appear as orbs in that way. But you are getting constant reminders of the idea to move forward in your passions, to move forward as who you are and act on the things that can be of best benefit and service to the rest of humanity. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, my entire life is to service humanity. That's all I do, day in and day out, is to help
In what
other
way?
people and to put them.
In what way?
I'm a teacher for one.
All right.
So
of what?
Of music.
All right. So vibration and resonance, as we were speaking of before.
Right. So everything that I do is to help other people. I'm always putting the needs of others above my own.
It's got to be
not
equal.
in a sacrificial way. No.
All right.
Because it is my highest joy and pleasure to do so, and therefore doing it brings me in connection with who I really am and my true self.
As long as you recognize that. As long as you recognize that.
I do not sacrifice myself. No, I am pure light and love and kindness. and I
Just check it.
project it, and I know that it helps other people when I do that. And
All right.
that's one of the things that I take value in myself for. ET sort of helped me recognize this with
Yes.
the contact that I've been making with them.
All right.
But
So you're
yes,
connecting to
it is.
hybrids, you're connecting to Sirius energy, and a few others as well.
So you're not the first person that has said Sirius to me. Another medium said Sirius as well.
Yes. It's a very high frequency, which is one of the reasons why sometimes the transmissions sound like guinea pigs to you.
Okay.
It'll translate down through your consciousness, most likely in your dream states or simply in the actions that you take in the direction of your passion. So don't worry about necessarily missing any of it. It's all in there. But being on such a high frequency, it sometimes will simply sound more like a high pitch than anything else. But you're still receiving it.
Okay. Perfect.
Anything else?
Thank you. Yes, actually, yes. I was in person walking, and I saw an extraterrestrial. She was pale white. She had red irises. She had sort of like protrusions, I would say, on her temples. I was a little bit aggressive. I was very young. Well, not young, but like early 20s, just, foolish. And I said, I know what you are. And was like giving her a look. And a few weeks after that, I did wake up in a white room with another extraterrestrial that had large red eyes. And we had a communication. It was very cool, positive, but she really showed me like, okay, this is basically how telepathy works.
Yes.
It was only a few minutes, but it was enough for me to like really understand more about like, okay, this is how it's actually functioning.
Yes.
But
again,
can you tell me about that?
Resonance, alignment. The idea, as we typically refer to it, is telepathy, because you have to align with someone vibrationally to have the same thoughts at the same time. So you're being entrained to realize that it's not that you're reading someone else's mind, it's that you're reading your own mind that happens to be thinking exactly the same thoughts at the same time when you're operating on a similar frequency. And because you had the ability to recognize the precursor being, the idea is that then you were able to continue to have that relationship, at least to some degree, a little bit of an experience of it, in the idea that it is enhancing your recognizing abilities, your ability to recognize those frequencies of those that come from other domains and other realities.
Well, what I don't understand is how I was able to hear my subconscious when she related to me. So I asked her a question, are you telepathic? And then she looked really sad and she projected onto me a whole bunch of insults that I had said to her, but I didn't consciously do that. So, and then of course I heard the two other things, which was yes from her. And then also my question, which was, are you telepathic? So apparently she was able to like show me that when that communication happened, she's hearing way more than I consciously understand.
Absolutely, because on that level, there are no barriers between the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. So this is why it's so important for people to understand how telepathy really works and to understand how clear you need to be so that the so-called stuff in the attic that is squirreled away from earthly experiences doesn't, in a sense, clutter up the idea of the transmission. So you were given a great opportunity to see that telepathy really functions on all levels of the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious mind.
I get it. Okay. Thank you. That does answer my question very well.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, Bashar. My name is Michael. I have a question in regards to the golden. Some years ago, I had an interaction with them and they told me about the importance of being vegan. They also explained to me that they used to be part of the gray civilization, or there are enough shoot of them, basically that they decided to go towards meditation and spirituality rather than technology. And therefore, even if their body looks like a gray, their skin is golden. So I was wondering if you can help me understand a bit more about them and also how to interact with them, because I seem to be running out of permission slip. Thank you.
Then you may not need as many permission slips other than yourself as you think. The idea is, again, What do they inspire you to do in physical reality? There were many factions of the beings that we refer to as the Greys. Remember that they all used to be human in a parallel version of Earth, but many did go in different directions. So what you're referring to is a faction that represents a certain higher vibration, a different route taken, a different reality, different parallel reality experience. And in connecting with them, what do they inspire you to do in life? Do they inspire you to follow your passions? Do they inspire you to lighten up? What do they inspire you to do to be of service to humanity? The golden light of yourself is what they are reflecting to you. So the more you express it in the service that you can imagine doing, in all the different ideas you can be of service to humanity in, will be a way of honoring what they are reflecting to you as a gift. Good day, good day, good day.
Good day to you too. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with you.
It is our passion and our pleasure to do so. Thank you for the co-creation.
Years ago, I started some meditations, of which ended up being that during the meditation, I started to see these colors and visions in my eyes because I closed my eyes. And then I started to get this prickly feeling in my skin. And then eventually I realized it went down deep inside me, all the way through me. So what happened after all this was I talked to some friends who were more knowledgeable about the spiritual stuff than me. And they suggested I do some auto writing and some different things. I was able to heal people. Psychic abilities really came through really well.
Yeah.
But it waned away. I have a few questions about all that experience.
Yeah.
And one of it is that like last week or the last seminar you had, you talked about the vibration that people can have. I think you said up to 3,000 or something. Could you tell me what vibration I was at when that experience happened with me?
About 215,000 cycles per second.
Oh my.
The idea you were referring to before is the borderline between physical and non-physical reality, which is 333,000 cycles per second.
So I was getting pretty close to being up there. Okay.
You were up there, yes. Most humans operate somewhere around 50,000 cycles per second.
And where am I like right now compared to all?
About 175,000 cycles per second.
Oh my. I guess I'm getting used to it.
Yes.
Thank you very much for that. I also want to know that in my auto writing,
Yes.
it was a practice to be able to like speak to someone like you.
Yes.
I got really interested in the seminars you did because I had heard some things that you said, and they sounded exactly like the person that I did the auto writing with. Was I actually really talking to you instead of maybe another entity or?
No, another entity. But remember, truth is truth.
Okay.
So it will sound the same from different entities who are operating on a similar wavelength.
I see. Okay. So that's two of the three. I want to know about this experience and kind of like maybe related to the being in the passion, because you say be in your passion a lot.
Yes, because it's very important to understand that that's a message from your higher mind telling you who you are and what the next step is for you in life.
Right. So I'm wondering why I had this experience where all this opened up, because it doesn't seem like a lot of people really talk about it.
They're talking about it more and more, or we wouldn't be having this conversation. But the idea is that sometimes you will get a rise, a shot of awareness more fully to give you the impetus to move forward. But the most important thing is to apply it in your life, as you say, doing things to be of service, It will smooth out. It's just that it's not so much that it wanes, it's that you get used to the vibration so it doesn't feel too different to you anymore.
And I think that's where I've been at right now.
Yes.
When it all happened, it was such a shock because it was so different, and I never had experienced that.
Yes, but now you're getting used to it. Therefore, you don't feel the difference as much.
Is this something that's could be used in addition to the passion, or
It is a result of the passion.
I see.
Result of acting on your passion. All these things open up. Your senses become more acute, more expanded, can perceive things you couldn't perceive before. You have more abilities, more energy flowing through you that can be utilized and applied in different ways. All these things are natural side effects and the result of expanding your vibrational frequency, raising your consciousness, and following your passion accomplishes all these things. That's why we recommend it to everyone, because it takes care of everything and includes everything that's relevant for you in your life.
Right. So as far as the meditation and because I thought I'm kind of going in circles in my mind here.
Yes.
For a second. Well, I'm thinking about how to say this.
All right.
For the ability to hold this, I'll say the frequency, because you say most people are at a different number, a little bit lower number. I always thought the most intelligent people were the people that were able to hold the frequency and then keep on going up.
Maybe. It depends on their theme of exploration. Remember, some things can be expressed in certain ways, but humans are very compartmentalized in a lot of ways in their consciousness. And while someone may excel in one particular area and their frequency may be very high in that particular arena, that doesn't mean that their frequency is high in all other compartments that they may have created within their consciousness.
Okay. And so am I in a line in that way? Because I have been asking all my other probable lives and everything, we're all in sync with each other.
Well, again, where appropriate, where relevant, yes. Where it's not relevant, it doesn't need to be in alignment.
Okay.
Move forward. Just move forward. That's all you need to do. Just be yourself, be of service, act on your passions, do so with no insistence or expectation as to what the outcome should be. Stay in a positive state and constantly examine your beliefs and let go of the ones that don't work for you. That's all you have to do. And everything will expand and continue to expand synchronistically in perfect timing. That's the way it works.
I kind of feel in many ways I am doing that. Of course, like you say, you always want to look at yourself and see where you're at.
Yes.
Kind of get yourself out of the way.
Yes, and we are happy to participate with you in that particular process. But in many cases, people get to the point where they think that they're missing something. You don't have to believe that you're missing something. Just move forward. All will fall into place.
And I don't really have to do anything like maybe write something to...
Well, it's not about having, it's about acting on your passion. If suddenly you are inspired to write something, then act on the inspiration. It's not about having to do this or having to do that. You can express your passion in a variety of ways throughout your lifetime. It could change. But the idea is to act on it when it's the most exciting thing at that moment to do. That's the most important thing.
Okay.
Does that help simplify the concept?
Yeah, it does. It really does. I really appreciate this time with you.
It is our passion and our pleasure to interact with you.
I have no more questions. You did a great job with me. Thank you.
Oh, why thank you so much. But you're doing the great job for yourself. So keep it up.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good day.
Good day. Bye-bye.
Aveo.
Hi, good day. My question for Bashar is it possible for someone to temporarily shift to a parallel reality that looks nothing like their own into the body of a completely different version of themselves that looks nothing like their normal body? For example, shifting into the world of Harry Potter or other worlds from our books and TV shows, or even shifting into a world one quote-unquote creates? This has been a trend going around for several years online, and I want to know what you can tell us about it. Like, do these fictional worlds truly exist as genuine realities? And are there any risks we should know about? And is this something you would recommend if used in an aligned way, or is it something we should not be doing at this time? Thank you.
Understand that it's not that you're actually shifting into those people. The idea is that there are different versions of everyone in different parallel realities as their own people doing different things. The idea is that you are creating a momentary harmonious alignment vibrationally in resonance with them and having a similar experience as if you're looking through their eyes. But they are their own people. You never actually become them per se, but you can experience from a higher level, like the oversoul level, of which you and they may be an extension of the same oversoul. You can experience their life as if you are becoming them, but you actually literally mechanically don't. The idea is you can explore this if you wish. There is nothing really to be afraid of. The only so-called risk is if you have belief systems within your present self that would in some way, shape, or form feel or deem or believe that you have to take on the same qualities of something in another version of yourself or another extension of the oversoul that you don't particularly care for or don't resonate with. So the idea is there really isn't a risk if you maintain your own identity and realize that all you're doing is exploring to understand the ways in which you can expand your consciousness, identify resonantly with other versions, so to speak, or extensions of the oversoul in different realities. Some of the idea of what you call fantasies do exist in other realities, although not necessarily completely literally in every single detail. But on a spirit level, yes, you can have an absolutely identical representation, because in spirit you can create anything with absolutely no hesitation, no time lag, exactly in perfect replication to anything you have imagined in your physical reality imagination. So the idea is that these things can be experienced, although not all of them are absolutely physical in the way that you understand that concept. But they can seem so.